Hello, my dear students. My name is Himal Handu, and today I shall be with you for Class 11, English Core from the NCERT textbook Snapshots. This is part 1 of Chapter 6, The Ghat of the Only World by Amitav Ghosh. So today we shall discuss the following. A little about the author himself. Then we shall go on to the theme of the story and the main characters in the story, followed by the story in brief for all of you. Amitav Ghosh, the writer of this story, was born in Calcutta. He's an Indian-born writer whose novels use a lot of complex narrative strategies to find out about the nature of national and personal identity, especially about the people of India and Southeast Asians. Amitav has written a lot of novels, he has written a lot of stories, and he has also won a lot of awards. Some of the notable awards that he has to his credit are the Jnanpith Award, the Sahitya Academy Award, and of course, not to forget the Padma Shri Award. Now we shall talk about the theme of the story, The Ghat of the Only World. The whole story is based about two friends, that is Amitav Ghosh himself and his friend, who is a Kashmiri. It is based about their friendship, the commitment, and moreover, the author fulfills his promise he made to his friend who is no longer alive. So the whole lesson focuses on Shahid, what his likes were and what was his way of living. This was like a celebration even before his diagnosis. So who is the main character of the story and who are the other characters in this story? Shahid is the central character of the story. The Ghat of the Only World, which is written by Amitav Ghosh, who is the other main character in this story. So the author, he has dedicated the whole of the story to commemorate Shahid's greatness as a beautiful human being. Now we shall talk about the story itself. But before I move on to the story, I'm sure you would like to know what the word Ghat of the Only World means. This is the title of the story, and the Ghat in Hindi, as we all know, means bank, the bank of a river. And in this chapter, it signifies the edge of life, where Shahid was struggling for life. Since the word Ghat refers to the brink of our world, this is the only world known to us. So the title, you see, is The Ghat of the Only World. Obviously, the whole story, Amitav tells us, is rather a serious story about friendship. And he is trying to fulfill his promise to Shahid. Shahid's full name is Agha Shahid Ali. It is about Shahid's love for Kashmir, his love for food, his love for music, and his views on life, art, literature, etc. Shahid talked to the narrator about his approaching death in the year 2001. He had been treated for cancer for almost 14 months now. The narrator consoled him that he would be fine very soon. What I'm trying to tell you, dear students, is the whole story in a few points. Shahid wanted the narrator to write something about him, and the narrator, that is Amitav Ghosh, promised to do so. Amitav had already read Shahid's The Country Without a Post Office because Shahid himself was a great writer. But Shahid's illness did not really permit him to continue writing, nor did it allow him to continue his friendship with Amitav because he has to shift out of the place. So both of them had some common things, similarities. Both of them loved Rogan Josh, a dish famous in Kashmir made of lamb, meat. Then they both loved to listen to Roshanara Begum and Kishore Kumar. They both also liked old Bombay films and were totally both of them indifferent to cricket. Shahid, although critically ill, was full of life. He was sent to the hospital and he remained there. Shahid was a very social person and he was very fond of parties and food. Any party, and if it was around him, he was sure to attend it. And of course, not to forget, he loved the food there. There was always an endless mela of talk, laughter, food, and of course, poetry at his house. He was full of life. Shahid was famous for his skill in the kitchen. He could tell from its smell if Rogan Josh was ready or not. He had a passion for Kashmiri food. Shahid was sharp in repartee. That means he could give you a very witty answer immediately. He was a brilliant teacher. And he also taught in many colleges and universities in the USA. So Shahid Ali hated violence and the counter-violence in Kashmir. Kashmir was the central theme of his poetry. Shahid was secular and believed in the separation of politics and religion. He expressed his wish to go back to Kashmir to die, but due to logistics had to be laid to rest in Northampton. A very interesting part of Shahid was that he had a temple, a Hindu temple, in the middle of his house. He loved all the idols of Hinduism, so his mother made arrangements to bring all the idols of Hinduism. So in his residence, one could see a confluence of Hinduism and Islam. So students, that is all for today. But before I sign off, I leave you with a couple of questions to ponder over till we meet tomorrow. 1. When and where did Agha Shahid Ali talk of his death? Think about it. When and where? The other question I leave you with is, Shahid's gregariousness had no limit. Shahid's gregariousness had no limit. So that means, students, you will look up the meaning of gregarious and then find out how we can associate it with Shahid. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow for the next session. Bye-bye.